If you are an investor or an entrepreneur and are interested in getting into the upstream oil and gas industry or into the oil and gas value chain as a whole, you need to start with your why. And this is the first step that you actually must have or must take to be able to get into this particular industry. And the reason why this is important is because being able to define what it is that you want or the reason why you want to get into the oil and gas sector is actually going to inform the direction and the strategy as well as the risks that you are going to take when it comes to the oil and gas value chain. And all I mean when I say that you need to start with your why is that you need to be able to define whether you want to start or build a business across the oil and gas value chain, whether you are looking for investment opportunities and what kind of those investments would be for you, whether you are looking for a way to be able to probably preserve your capital, maybe generate higher income, as well as whether you want to build influence in the oil and gas industry. Those are legitimate reasons as to why you might be interested in getting into this sector. And being able to define that when you are starting on your journey into the oil and gas industry is a very important step. And it's a conversation that you need to have with yourself. If you are an investor, you may be able to probably pull together some of your advisors to be able to actually have a clear map of what it is that you want in the oil and gas industry. If this is the first time that you and I are meeting, I am Joe, and on this YouTube channel, I actually work with entrepreneurs and investors who are interested in the opportunities that exist across the upstream oil and gas value chain. And if you'd want to have a conversation with me about this kind of a thing or how you can be able to tap into the existing or emerging opportunities across the upstream oil and gas value chain, I'm going to put a link in the description below where you can be able to book a one-on-one, 1-hour consultation call with me. And then we can probably explore how you can get into the sector and probably how also you can benefit from the opportunities that exist in this particular industry. And I'm speaking as a person who has interacted with investors and entrepreneurs who have been looking for opportunities in the upstream oil and gas sector over the last 15 or so years. And so I know that this is something that is important, that being able to have clarity as to why you want to get into the sector becomes a very important thing. And you're going to be required to invest a bit, either in yourself, in learning the industry, probably even, improving your business processes or even acquiring certain standards if you want to participate in this sector. And therefore, if you are going to make such investments, if you are going to allocate some of your capital, some of your money towards getting into the oil and gas industry, then you need clarity as to why, both in the short term as well as in the long term. Getting into the oil and gas industry seems very difficult to a lot of people, especially entrepreneurs or investors like yourself. And this is because if you are not in the industry at the moment or you are looking into getting into the sector, there are quite a bit of things that you need to put in place or need to have to be able to invest or to do business in this particular industry. And while that might be true, that it is not as easy as probably you might expect or you might assume, it is also possible for you to actually tap into the many opportunities that exist. And the key or the first step towards this is you understanding what it is that you want or being clear with your why. And that kind of clarity is actually going to be a very important aspect of your involvement in the oil and gas industry. If you are ready to take the next step and if you want practical guidance, join my coaching program. And this is a program that is established to help you identify opportunities, get into the oil and gas industry confidently, as well as being able to actually build a profitable oil and gas pathway. The oil and gas industry continues to provide a lot of opportunities to entrepreneurs, to investors, or even professionals who are actually interested in tapping into the opportunities that are within the oil and gas value chain. And the good thing is that you do not actually need to know everything before you get into the oil and gas industry. But what is very important and what we are discussing today is that you need to be very clear as to why you want to get into the oil and gas sector. That clarity is actually going to be your guiding light. It's going to guide you as you get into the oil and gas industry, as you invest time and even money getting into the oil and gas sector. Because the truth of the matter is that there is nothing in life that necessarily comes easy. So if you want to get into the oil and gas industry, you are going to be required to invest something. You are going to provide value within the industry. And that thing that you need to invest in might cost you time, it might cost you money, it might cost you other aspects of your life if you really want to succeed in the oil and gas sector. So you need to know why you are getting into the industry, because that is going to actually help you even in the days when you are not feeling motivated or when things are not going according to your plan. What you need and what I would propose is that you need to have a clear roadmap and consistent efforts or taking actions that can help you get into the oil and gas industry, either as a professional who is looking to work in the industry, or as an entrepreneur who wants to either start a business in the sector or to actually become a supplier of goods and services to the sector, or even as an investor who wants to deploy his or her capital into the oil and gas industry, buying assets or even trading when it comes to commodity trading in the oil and gas sector. As you can see, getting into the oil and gas industry is actually not complicated. It's just that you'll be required to have some form of clarity when you're starting. You need to be very clear on what it is that you want when it comes to making money in the oil and gas industry, because that is actually going to drive the business or actually the job opportunity that you might pursue in the oil and gas sector. And therefore, I want you to actually take some time, spend some time defining what it is that you want, because this might actually end up being one of the best decisions that you are going to take when it comes to chasing or trying to seek opportunities in the oil and gas industry. But at the same time, please do not be overwhelmed. Do not waste a lot of time on this particular step, because you will actually get clarity as you get going. Sometimes you just need to start so that then you can be able to know what it is that you actually want within the path that you have chosen. And this is going to be it for me in this particular video. And if you want to learn more about how you can be able to get into the oil and gas industry, watch the video on your screen right now. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not, and I'm going to see you in my next video.